Peace, 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 world. What is going on? Happy Friday night. Welcome to Substantial Weekly, late night edition. Yeah, man, hope y'all are doing well, man. I dropped a post earlier today on YouTube letting folks know I wasn't going to be able to go live early in the day. Just a lot of deadlines, man. Things I'm working on for clients and other folks, man. Trying to stay on top of everything. But yeah, we're here right now, and that's what's important. But shout out to everybody, man, in the chat. Happy to see some of y'all still joining me, man. No way sub at night. I know it's feeling like the pandemic days. Peace. What up, Uncrowned Otaku, man? Peace to you, family. What up, nephew? Good to see you up in here. Sal, peace, peace. Happy Friday. My man Josh, what up? Quiet storm. Oh, yeah. What up? What up? Peace, peace. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me drop this link one other place. Started to put it here before, but let me make sure I drop it there. But yeah, man, I'm not going to say it's going to be a short one. We'll see where the night takes us. You know what I mean? But there is something that I wanted to do a little different tonight. I'm going to see if I can find this link, and then I'll tell you what it is. But hold on, let's drop this here. Boom. All right, cool, got it. But real quick, a couple quick things. Number one, if you want to, let me turn that off. Hold up, bong, bong. My bad. Number one, if you want to support the channel, you could do so by donating via the super chat. Tonight, the goals we can hit 5. Yeah, hey, what up, Happy Mochi? Peace. What up, sis? If we hit 5 tonight, I'll play another Bop Alloy joint, man. It's this joint that we did with Javier for the new album, which is pretty crazy. So, man, I'll let y'all hear a piece of that. Maybe I'll play my verse from that joint tonight. So that'll be our goal. And look, waste no time. Hey, what up, Warpath, man? I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Let's go ahead and drop that up here. Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, man, the goal is to hit 5 tonight. 5 joints, and we'll go ahead and play that joint. Outside of that, man, we're doing a good old Ask Me Anything. So if y'all got questions, a lot of the updates that I got for y'all tonight is the same old same. There is one thing that's a little different that I am going to hit y'all with in a sec, because I'm doing a pop-up this weekend in DC. Let me adjust this mic real quick. Get this joint up here. Sorry. But yeah, I'm doing this pop-up. Shout out to the homie RBI. Gonna be what was it? How many super chats for a live version of your verse? Wow. Okay. Listen, if we hit 10 super chats tonight, I'll spit for y'all live. You know what I mean? Whether it's I don't know if it's gonna be a live rendition of the Bop Alloy joint, but maybe I'll spit. Look, I got instrumentals queued up in the phone. Always got beats on me. So, we'll see. You know what I mean? We hit 5. I'll play a piece of the new Bop Alloy joint. We hit 10. I'll spit for y'all live. Fair enough? Y'all cool with that? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. But yeah, a couple things. We got this event coming up this Sunday. I'm gonna drop that up here in a sec. Got something in the mail courtesy of Materia. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and crack this open, and we'll send your questions and all that good stuff, man. A lot to do tonight, but been a busy day. Let me make sure that other joint came through. Cool in the gang. All right, let's see. Switch that up. Also, if you want to support Words Beats and Life and the work that I do with the fam, you can do so by donating below. You know what I mean? Shout out to those of you who've already been supporting. Shout out to the homie Chris Shear, man, who sent through some money to Words Beats and Life today. Pretty much matching what we've raised so far on the channel. So shout out to him, man. We appreciate it. We definitely invest a lot of time, energy, and money, and just resources in general in the community here in the DMV. And so that support is greatly appreciated. All right. Let's get to it, though, real quick. Boom. Switch this joint up real fast. Yeah. There we go. So once again, man, thank y'all for helping me hit 12K. It's greatly appreciated, man. We are almost at 12.1 already. So shout out to y'all, man. On our way to 15. Definitely appreciate the support, man. The dopest part about it is really just, being able to do this and be my authentic self. There's a lot of things that, a lot of YouTube channels and content creators do to bring more attention to their channel, man. And it's just like, hey, I'm here to be me. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate that y'all appreciate that. So, no shade to anybody else, but I don't know how to be anything other than myself. So let's see. There is something, though, that I wanted to do that's a little different tonight. And I'll cue this up now because I had it queued up before, but now it seemed like I lost my place. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. Sorry in advance if any noise come up in the background, but it's because I'm trying to locate this video that, I want to do a reaction to this video because it's very relevant to not necessarily just me, but the kind of artist I am. And it's an interesting, there it is. It's an interesting conversation that I think would be cool to have with y'all. You know what I mean? Probably while we're watching this, ads are going to pop up, but it's all good. All right, cool. I got it queued up. We'll jump into that a little bit later. But let's keep it pushing. Man, thank you. I appreciate you, family. All right, so let's Adultus 2.0, we're getting closer. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks, that'll be done. I'm doing my best, but I got this huge project that I'm trying to finish right now for a client, and it's eating up a ton of time. So I'll keep y'all posted on that. All right. But this is the pop-up I wanted to tell y'all about. So March 30th from 12 to 5 p.m., you can catch me at the Crate Convention over at the Anacostia Arts Center in Southeast D.C. I'll be joined by a lot of dope folks. If you're a person who's looking to do some record shopping this weekend, you should definitely fall through. You got the Crate Adventure, Black Market Vinyl, VinylCon DC, the homie DJ Two Tone Jones, 1200 Flavors, Prochi Presents, Night Train is going to be there as well. Shout out to the homie Night Train. A host of vendors such as Cookieware, DJ Liquor Shot, Candy Crush Skates, Danny Bird, Substantial Art and Music. Hey, what we'll be there doing, we'll have our table set up, probably catch me and at least one of my daughters, if not both, selling merch and all of that cool stuff. So let's say you're in the area, but you weren't able to attend the event back in February. We still have a little bit of merch left from that, as well as some of the usual stuff, a couple, I think maybe 1 or 2 new shirts that some of y'all missed out on. So some of that stuff will be available, as well as music, stickers, all that good stuff. So if you're in the area, fall through, come do some digging, see some live art. Shout out to Mia Duval. Duval is super dope. And then Music Production Workshop by Con 417 as well, man. So yeah, it's going to be super dope. That's happening this weekend. So come through this Sunday. Come check it out. It's going to be dope. Let's keep it going. Boom, boom. Hold up. That went through, right? I'm just making sure something I did before actually. Yeah, it did. All right, bet. Okay. Let's see some bet. Hey, Josh. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. All right. Josh did it 2 times. Man, I appreciate it. Keeping me off the polls one super chat at a time, man. Hey, we got Jamaica in the house. That's what's up. Yeah, by the way, I didn't say it in the beginning, but feel free to check in, man. Let us know where in the world you're watching right now. Definitely appreciate the love. We'll see if a couple of the homies fall through, man. And let's keep it pushing. Also, other big events going on. Let's run through this real quick so we can show Words, Beats, and Life some love. So, man, next weekend, if you're in D.C., it's going to be amazing. The WBL Fest, our annual festival, is going down. You can get more information at wblinc.org/WBL Fest. mostly free events. I think we got 8 or 9 different events going on, something like that. Concerts, parties, open mics, exhibits. It's gonna be dope, super dope. Let's fix this real fast. Boom, 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 boom. Hey man, y'all are doing the most in the best way possible. Josh, man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Hey, sis, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Throwing a question in already? All right, let's pause this promo. Hold on. For the Q&A, how do you deal with creative burnout? Any advice for other musicians? That's a great question. I'll be honest with you, right? Like, I don't, for me, like my creative, it's a little different, right? Like, I don't know if I ever feel burnt out creatively. I find different, I think it's partly because I create in different ways. I'm doing graphic design in some way, shape, or form, whether it's for myself or a client. But, I'm doing that every day pretty much. And that can be exhausting when it's for a client, because it's sometimes taken away from my time to create for myself. But even for me, man, I think I've said it on the show before. I try to treat it like a muscle, right? Like where I think, I create like a certain regiment and stuff. And there's certain routine that I have with my stuff. There's still room for exploration and trying different things. But largely it's, Bruce Lee would say, what's the joint? I'm not scared of the person who can do 10,000 kicks. I'm scared of the person who's done one kick 10,000 times, right? And so I've trained this muscle, right? This creative muscle, the various creative muscles I have. I've trained them so much that like it's not necessarily hard for me to tap in when I need to. So I think what I've done is it's still expression for me. It's always expression when I do it, regardless to the why, right? Like I'm expressing myself in different ways. Sometimes when I'm dealing with clients, I'm expressing myself and their vision, but like their vision oftentimes puts me in a box, and I don't necessarily hate the box. I just feel like the box is a challenge for me to figure out how can I still express myself to the best of my ability with these obstacles in front of me, right? Or these challenges in front of me. And so I think outlook plays a very big part in why I don't necessarily feel like I experience creative burnout. So I would say so I guess the answer would be find some different ways to really kind of work on your mindset, right? For any artist, I think our mindset is key to fighting burnout. Like just kind of understand the why behind your, like why you're creating. Because sometimes, right, I'm an artist who oftentimes does a lot of music that can be maybe labeled as positive, right? And because I've written so much, I find myself sometimes talking about things I've already talked about. And the super creative in me, the rap nerd in me is like, nah, son, you did that already. You know what I mean? And then there's another part of me that has learned not to take myself so seriously sometimes, right? Because even though I've done certain things before, the fact of the matter is, the vast majority of people in the world have never heard of me. So the hardcore fans have heard me maybe talk about this subject, use a similar flow, use this particular tone or cadence before, but the vast majority of people in the world have not. And I've done enough collaborations and new material because I'm still active that I understand, this thing, which may have a little bit of a little piece of things I've done before, is still new to someone, even though it may be old to me and others. So I've learned to not take myself so serious in those moments and understand that there's still good in it, even though it may not, be the freshest or the whatever insert random word there. But I don't know. I've like, while I'm very serious about my craft, I've learned to not be overly serious about it in certain instances, just so I can keep, keep the work, keep the exercise and stuff, the routine of it, and be able to turn it off and on when I need to. So I hope that answered your question, sis. I appreciate the question in general. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all. We are at 6 super chats so far. Remember, because of Happy Mochi, I said if we get to 10 tonight, not only will I play the new song, I'll also spit something live for y'all. Let's get to some other comments real quick. All right, when Substantial will be in South America? Yo, listen, I have never been, and I would love to go. So if you got contacts out there, people who do booking, have them reach out, connect me. If people are interested to come, I'm interested in being there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely let me know. It's not because I don't want to be there. Please believe that. Behind the scenes, though, excuse me. Behind the scenes, though, this morning, actually, the process just started with getting my paperwork and stuff together for me to go to China later this year. Me and Marcus D. So keep your fingers crossed for that. For those of you in China who've been looking to see us out there live, I've been getting hit up a lot by promoters out there and that's what's been different, right? Excuse me. Certain regions, I'll get hit up by the fans a lot. And that's great. Like, it's great to know I got fans there. But in terms of actually getting me to come out, the promoters, the people who have like venues, the people who are, and sometimes it's not always performances. Sometimes it's speaking engagements. Sometimes it's cultural diplomacy work. So the people who have programs, people who are part of schools, organizations, who book for venues, a lot of times those are my pathways into these places that I've never been that I would love to go. And chances are, if you haven't seen me come to your city, it's largely because when I do reach out, because it's not like I never tour, but when I reach out a lot of times to promoters and different venues in the city, they're not always responsive, which is crazy because some of the places I reach out to people in, because I'm the one that reviews a lot of my analytics and stuff like that, I know where my audience is in the world. And so places like LA, which based on my numbers in Southern Cali, I should be out there like once bare minimum, if not twice a year. But every time we reach out to folks out there, it's usually an uphill battle. We got a new contact, so it looks like we'll be back out there this year after the new Bop Alloy record drop. But yeah, man. Keep y'all posted. You should check out the Killer fan art in your Discord. Word. I'll definitely go check that out. Yo, shout out to all the Discord fan, man, who's still keeping it going. I know I haven't been on recently. I'm literally in the middle of designing something for a client, like 2 variations of it. I can't talk about all the details, but 2 variations of it. One version is over 40 pages. The other is like 50 pages. So it's been eating up a ton of my time outside of the deputy director position that I do with Words, Beats, and Life. So I've definitely fallen off a little bit. And y'all probably have noticed that I haven't been as active on like maybe IG outside of collaborations and other stuff, man. And it's just, yeah, I've been super busy pulling like all-nighters, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning up, working on this project, trying to get it done. So it's supposed to be done in the next week. So yeah, once that's out of the way, I'll definitely be back on it and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's just me trying to stay focused, yo, but I can't wait to see the artwork. All right. Thank you for the heads up. Nice afro. Peace to you, family. If I may add, as a fellow musician, the burnout has never happened because I've kept myself open to many other forms of music. Word. I have my own, but I'm grateful for being able to work on commercials and commercials, etc. Yeah, that's real. That's real. I think that's been the case for me too. Like other opportunities, sometimes like they present new challenges, and it's in some ways I feel like those collaborations, sometimes they are challenging, but in a lot of ways it's easier for me, right? Like, and this might sound weird, I put more pressure on myself when I'm making my own music than I do when I'm making something for someone else, even if it's like a big client. I feel like this is a good time for a transition too. So I got something in this box, and it's been sitting here, and I was gonna do a whole video, but like I said, my time has been limited. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these little blades I got that I do my printmaking stuff with. Let's crack this open. But yeah, man, it's time to open this box. So I was gonna do a whole, like, you know, crack it open, record the whole thing, post it. But yeah, F all that. Let's do it. But since you know, I was talking about working with clients, this was a project I worked on last year. Let's take a look at it, because I have not received a physical copy of it yet. And this is there we go. All right. Let's see what we got in here. Oh yeah. And I got double. Is it double? Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. It's a double LP. Let's get that out of there. Hold up. Oh yeah. So for those who don't know, let's take that off the screen real quick. Boom. So I had the pleasure of working on this project last year with Grant Kirkhope, the brother who did a lot of music for Donkey Kong since 64, including the infamous, world famous DK Rap. So I got asked to, you see it right there, track 1. I got asked to recreate DK Rap, and I had the pleasure of not only doing the verses, but producing it with the brother Grant Kirkhope. So shout out to the legend, man. Y'all have heard his music not just in DK64. You've also heard it, like, you know, most notably like the work he did on GoldenEye and many other joints. So yeah, man. Let's see how beautiful this vinyl is, though, as I gently crack this joint open. Hold on. Oh man, this joint beautiful. Trying not to cut myself as I do it. Let's see what these comments talking about. Hey, Tommy Hackett, peace, Seattle in the building. Thank you for the thoughtful response. That advice will definitely come in handy. You're welcome, sis. Always happy to help. It says good. Oh, Michael says good for the Chinese fans. Indeed. I really hope to see you in Chile in the future. Big fan since 2020. That's what's up. With the pandemic, I discovered your catalog. All love. It's dope to see some good, you know, some good stuff come out of bad situations. So I'm grateful, man. Kawhi says, if you ever come to Australia, my life is yours. I appreciate the love, family. Happy Mochi says, it's still so cool that you got to participate in such a fun project. Yeah, man, it was really a blessing. And shout out to Materia. We're in talks with them now for another project for something else, and I'll tell you more about that later. So I'm gonna take one of these out to see, y'all can see how sexy this is. And these are available to everybody, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that is sexy. Look at it. It's beautiful. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's available on Bandcamp right now. Check out Materia Collective on Bandcamp, and you can pick up the Rare Treats Donkey Kong 64 Revisited. Hold on one second. Yeah, man, it's that time of year, fam. My allergies are flaring up already. Namu says, I'd love to see that DK Rap remix show up in an official DK game in the future. My heart would explode with joy if that ever happened. You and me both, man. Or whenever this Mario spinoff movie, if it ever happens, and we can get a DK movie, imagine if this joint made it in there. Lord have mercy. We'd be off these poles forever. But anyway, man, Kevin says, mad dope. Michael says dope as well. Night Owl says, just a random question. Do you have a favorite Roots album? Is a pig pork? Yes, I do. I've been listening to them for the past month, man. The Roots are one of my favorites, favorite groups. Black Thought's in my top 5 greatest MCs to ever do it. Definitely, top 5 favorite MCs. For me, my favorite Roots album. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite for me. I guess I'll just go by which one I've played the most. What was it? The Things Fall Apart. Probably Things Fall Apart is the album I've played the most from them. Of course, Do You Want More? That was my entry point before finding out about Organics when I moved to New York. Yeah, man. But yeah, probably Things Fall Apart or Jesus, man, they got so many though, fam. It's hard, man. But yeah, I love Things Fall Apart. I love what's the one I was listening to recently? I was revisiting Tipping Point after watching the Sly Lives documentary that Questlove did. Made me go back and listen to the Tipping Point album because of that song at the beginning, like when it first starts and stuff, which is so crazy. Everybody is a star. Classic joint. But yeah, man, great question. Appreciate you. Would you ever work with Uyama again? No Turning Back 2.0 is one of my all-time favorite songs. Absolutely. In fact, if you've heard my album Adultish, Uyama appears on that album. He's on a song called Lost Touch that came out in 2023. And then if you watch the last video, the last Substantial Weekly, I just broke down our recent collaboration that came out in December called Color of Love with him, myself, and J Soul. So yeah, and I've recently emailed him about us trying to get him on the Bop Alloy album. We're close to being finished with that. So we're just waiting on a response from him. So it's a good chance he may be on that if we hear back from him in time. And we've been talking about I was trying to get him to come to China with us. I don't know if that's going to happen, but yeah, man, that's the homie. I love that brother. So definitely plan on doing more stuff with him in the future. All right. Late night stream, we here for it. Kevin, thank you so much, man. Definitely appreciate you, bro. But yeah, let me get back to these announcements real quick, and then we'll keep it pushing. But thank y'all so much for the support. So real fast, so April 3rd, we have, this is going back to the Words, Beats, and Life Festival that I mentioned in the very beginning. This is just some of the events. I'm going to run this down real quick. So on April 3rd at Millennium Stage at the Kennedy Center, we have past winners, Combine Poetry winners, the Combine Poetry All-Star. Shout out to my man, Black Picasso, amazing poet. These are all like proteges of his, all people who've won this competition that we've had in the future. And so we've given them the opportunity to perform at a world-class venue, get some exposure. Shout out to all of these students. One of them in particular, the young lady with the glasses on in the front, is a former student of mine as well. So yeah, man, excited to see them do their thing. And yeah, it's going to be dope. So that's happening April 3rd, 6 p.m. Also happening on April 3rd, Thursday, April 3rd at Bus Boys and Poets. We got Word Power Presents Aesthetic, featuring poet Adamo and hosted by Black Picasso. Then also happening that same day, like when we say festival, these are events happening all around the city. Most of them do not overlap, but some of them, like there's a little overlap toward the end of it. But yeah, this right here is called the Time Capsule 2040, a link to the future, interactive multimedia experience at Treehouse, happening Thursday, April 3rd as well. You can go to WBLINC.org/WBL Fest to get the full schedule and register for the events. Most of these events are free. I repeat, these events are mostly free 99. All right, next event. All right, this is happening on Friday. That's April 4th. It's Word Power Presents Weekly Open Mic at Brookland, hosted by Dwayne B, featuring poet Drew Anderson. That's at Bus Boys and Poets. It's also going to be very dope. And then that evening, we got the legend himself, legendary DJ, producer DJ Spinner, along with DJ Gina Marie. Shout out to her. That's happening at Eaton, at the Eaton Hotel on the rooftop. It's going to be a rooftop party. It's going to be super dope. Come through for that as well. All right. Tickets are selling fast for that, so be sure to grab your tickets for it before you can't get in. And that would make me sad. You know what I'm saying? Because you should be partying with your boy. But anyway, Saturday, April 5th is From South Side to Uptown WBL Student Gallery Show. So you get to see the students that our organization works with. You get to see some of their work. We have like elementary school kids. We have high school kids, middle school kids, all ages. So we're showcasing their work. And yeah, man, the exhibit literally is going all the way through September. And it'll also be at Busboys and Poets. Shout out to our partner, Busboys and Poets. Then on Saturday evening, we have a youth open mic called Slamtastic. It's a youth open mic and poetry slam. It's the Grand Slam finals. Definitely come through, support these young poets, man. A lot of them high school age, super talented. It's exciting to see. Again, shout out to Black Picasso, my man Patrick, doing great work with the young people. And then we're closing it out on Sunday with two really dope events. We got Arrested Development performing at Franklin Square Park in DC, along with Master Ace with Sound of the City, Kokai, Black Folks Don't Swim, and Rob Brown. It's hosted by the Poe MCs, who will be uniting and doing an opening set. And an opening set by DJ Stylist as well. Most of these events, if not all, all of these events, with the exception of the DJ Spinner event, which is 21 and over. All of these events are family friendly, so you can bring the whole family out. Most of these events are free as well. Y'all can come out, support local vendors, local businesses. Also pick up some WBL merch, which I'll show y'all in a second. But yeah, man, super dope. Really, really excited to see how it's going to go this year. Last year was amazing. I expect it's going to be more of the same. All right, let's get to these comments real quick. And then we're going to switch it up again. See what we got. Tommy Hackett says, perhaps the luckiest moment of my life was randomly walking into Music Land where Roots were doing an in-store performance. They were promoting Things Fall Apart. That's crazy. That's crazy. Going back to that, my luckiest moment was going to Wetlands, where the Roots used to do Black Lily, and they do these jam sessions that would last 3 to 4 hours, and the who's who in hip hop would just come through and kill it. I hear sirens in the back, so I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm listening to see if it's coming to my neighborhood or not. I went live with the homie Blitz and my man Marksman, and literally I had to jump off the live. Well, no, I think I stayed on the live actually, as me and my family had to exit the building because the fire alarm had went off, but it was a false alarm, thankfully. So I jumped off for a second just to make sure the family got out good. And then literally I come back on the live and it's like, you just see flashing lights in the background. My man's like, yo, y'all good? I was like, nah, we great. We great. Just sitting in the car. But yeah, it's too real. But anyway, my lucky moment was going to that event back in the day and literally seeing everyone from Sadat X from Brand Nubian get brought on stage with the Roots. Questlove was late. So Black Thought was playing drums for like the first 30 minutes. Scott Storch was there playing keys. You know, a lot of people don't know, but he's an original member of the Roots. So he was there playing keys. Who else? I got to see, I said Sadat X. Sadat X came up there with Big L. This was 2 weeks before Big L was murdered. And he got up there and destroyed it. Like, was doing these triplets. The flow was crazy. But got to see him live. Common came through. The Jazzy Fat Nasties were there. So was Jeanne, basically performing their hit song, Hey Mr. DJ, which was crazy to see that live because I had never seen them live. This is all one night. This is before Things Fall Apart came out. So they literally performed Love of My Life with Common for the first time, before the album had dropped. And so seeing that live was crazy. Probably the craziest part of the night. Also, J. Rue the Damager was there. So was Lord Finesse. Just a lot of hip hop legends came through that spot. But Jill Scott, that was my first time seeing Jill Scott perform as well. This is before her debut album came out. This is all one night. But then the craziest part is before all of these legends came up on the mic, they were letting like MCs in the crowd hop up there with the Roots and perform. So I got an old picture from back in the day with me rapping on stage with Questlove on drums and Black Thought standing right behind me, cheesing, both of them cheesing. Like, yeah, this is pretty nice. You know what I mean? It was a dope moment, man. I'm a huge Roots fan, so that was definitely a crazy, crazy night. All right, Stan, I got a question. I've wanted to ask you for a while. What is your relationship with all the people mentioned in the love song, like now, barring the obvious, like your wife? Yeah, man. My relationship with my sisters is pretty complicated. My relationship with my sister Lisa, and I don't know if I've told y'all this before, but fun fact about me, I actually have all my siblings are half siblings, but I never call them that. But like I share it in this instance because it makes sense for the next thing. But I literally have two sisters named Lisa, right? Both my mom and my dad, before they got together, had a daughter named Lisa. So I have two sisters named Lisa. Now, Lisa on my mom's side of the family, her and I are very close. And so our relationship is still like really, really strong. Some of my other sisters, I recently reunited with one of my sisters on my father's side, who I haven't talked to in a really, really long time. And so at the time I wrote the verse, I was really, that verse, when I was mentioning my sisters, was really about my mom's daughters, because those are the ones I grew up with mostly. My father's daughters, I didn't meet until like he was sick. And so like I was like 10 years old by the time, or 9 or 10 years old by the time I met my sisters on my dad's side of the family. And so with those sisters, like, 'cause I have 3 of them, I'm only like I'm in contact with one, you know what I mean? Like, so we're rebuilding our relationship because we haven't talked in a very long time. Like, I had no kids the last time I saw her, you know what I mean? So it's been dope reconnecting with her, and it's been really, really good, man. I just wish we had a chance to talk and hang more often. So after she's like on my list of things I like are at the top of my list to do once I finish this project, I gotta knock out, is like reconnecting with her, because I haven't seen her since right before Christmas, I think. You know what I mean? But and then obviously me and my wife are good, and then my mom and I, we're good, man. I feel like we're in a better place than we've been in a while and stuff. I just wish I was down there to see her more. But man, like life, you know what I mean? So I live closer to her than most of my other siblings, than all of my other siblings, but I'm still 3 hours away. So I try to get down there and see her at least once a month. Sometimes it's like a little bit longer than that, but yeah. But thank you for asking, man. Like, for the most part, we're good and stuff. One of my sisters on my mom's side, I don't see as much. I don't see that often. And we're not like as close as we used to be and stuff, but like, it's no bad blood. It's just, I think, people grow apart over the years and stuff, and everybody got their own lives. So, but yeah, man, thank you for asking though. All right. Tommy Hackett says, Questlove complimented my wife's hat. She was my girlfriend back then. Sorry, it was Illadelph Half-Life. Yeah, man. Whew, great album. That album, super fire. 1997, different world. Yeah. That's dope as hell, Tommy. Indeed. All right, going to be an amazing event, 100%. Oh man, 2 more super chats and we can get our live show. Come on, fam. Let's get this. Let's start the weekend right. Hey, she is right. So what I'll do in a second, I'm gonna go ahead and play that Bop Alloy joint, and I'll tell you what. I was going to just play my verse, but I'll play the whole joint. We get those 2. Not only will I move from doing the preview to playing the whole song, but I'll definitely rock for y'all live. Obviously I ain't gonna be standing up doing nothing too crazy. And bear with me, I ain't performed in like a month and a half. So you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be rusty, but it's gonna be fun. I'll give y'all at least a joint or 2. All right, let's see. That's a legendary night in '99, indeed. Talk about a night that's crazy. Yo, man, it was insane. I'm the same way. All my siblings are half as well, but never referred as such. Indeed. Arts. Oh, damn. I'm glad I made it. Yeah, man. Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you up in here. I always remember yours because of the amazing icon that you got for your, that art is dope. I've always been curious about the little brother you mentioned in that song. Yeah, no. Like, I'm their little brother, right? Like, I don't actually have a little brother, you know what I mean? The closest thing I had to little brother are like some of my friends and like my nephews and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I think I was referring to myself being their little brother, if we're talking about the same. Hey, speaking of sisters, hey, that's dope. Hey, clap it up. Man, good to see you. Stacy, I was literally just talking about you a few minutes ago. I was just talking about how dope it's been to reconnect with my sister who we hadn't talked in a long time. But shout out to you, sis. We got to link up soon. I was literally just saying, I was like, man, I'm close to finishing this project. So my hope is for us to get the families together real soon. So look at that. You know what I mean? The universe doing what it does. Look at God. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, good to see you up in here. Everybody in the chat, say hi to my sister Stacy, so let's do this. Since we're 2 super chats away, let me go to my notes real quick, make sure. Oh yeah. I got one more event to share with y'all. So the last part of the WBL Fest, the closing party is hip hop karaoke. That is happening on April 6th. That's every first Sunday of the month. We actually do that. And yeah, man, that's gonna be hosted by Glow Shines with DJ Big Meech. It's happening at Eaton. So yeah, man, definitely gonna be a super good time. But again, man, just to run these events back for you, I'm gonna just kind of run back probably the 2 largest events because that's the one that most people are probably gonna be at. This one here. And Stacy, if you're still watching, you're welcome to come join us. The whole family, we're going to be out here. I know you know about Arrested Development. Excuse me. Excuse me. But yeah, so next, Jesus, hold up. Let me get some water. Excuse me. So next Sunday, April 6th, Arrested Development, along with Master Ace, my brother Kokai, and Black Folks Don't Swim, and Rob Brown, my sister from another Mr. Rob Brown, all performing live at Franklin Square Park. This is a free event. This event is free, but y'all can go ahead and register for the event at wblinc.org/WBLFest. Definitely come through. It's going to be an amazing time. I'll be out there for this particular event. I'll be out there all day because, again, Words Beats in Life is my organization. Excuse me. Dinner was amazing. My bad, y'all. But yeah, I'll be out there all day. Shout out to my oldest daughter. She's coming out to volunteer as well. And yeah, me and the family going to be out there. It's going to be dope. But Stacy, you're welcome to join us. It's going to be dope. Free event, family friendly. Lots of stuff to do. I think we will have there's going to be a table where they're doing origami, teaching people how to do origami because it's all part of the Cherry Blossom Festival happening in DC. But live origami, there's going to be graffiti canvases out there for people to do graph art, lots of activities and games and stuff, for the family and stuff. It's going to be super dope. So me and my whole squad are going to be out there. I'm going to be out there most of the day, the family coming through later, all that good stuff. But yeah. Be great to see y'all. All right. Dope. So let's go to the chat. Hey, man, shout out to everybody showing my sister love in the chat. That's dope. All right. Dope. Yeah. All right, y'all. So let me see what else I got cooking back here. So it looks like we're not going to hit the 10, but I'm going to treat y'all anyway. We did hit 8, so I'm going to play at least this whole song. And then I'm just checking in the background. Yeah, I'll bring up those other events later. But I know I ain't got to say it at this point, but I'll say it anyway. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the routine. All right, let's play this song. See how much battery life. Oh yeah, we good. All right, I was worried. It was about to be super real. All right, so this song I'm about to play for y'all is from the next Bop Alloy album. It produced by Marcus D. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a Bop Alloy song. And sis, I appreciate it. Happy Mochi, thank you. All right. Yeah, I'm looking for this song. I'm trying to play for everybody right now. It's a new song that I just recorded a rough. Marcus just sent me a mix. I'm not gonna play his mix yet because we're gonna make some tweaks with that. So I'm gonna play the first rough. So just a heads up to everybody. Y'all about to hear get a rough draft. Yeah, yo, happy Mochi. Man, you are the best. Thank you. Hey, shout out to the MVPs of the Super Chat tonight. Happy Mochi and Joshua, man. Y'all are super real. I appreciate that. So yeah, so whole song about to get played, and I'm gonna spit live for y'all, all that good stuff. Let's see. So this song right here is called 1,000 Miles Away. And it features my brother Javier Starks. This is from the upcoming Bop Alloy album. Yeah, y'all about to get the live treat right now. Here we go. Let me make sure this volume's right. It's a little too loud at first, my bad.
If you were 1,000 miles away, I catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake. I'll be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, catch a flight today. If you need me, call
shout out to Javier Starks.
I'll be there right away. If you were 1,000 miles away, I make it bike a plane. If you need me, I'll do more than pray to be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, I said find a way. Just like Tip and Fife in 98, be there right away. Please believe me, got time like Trevor Smith, got rhymes. So if you fall on hard times, go ahead and hit my hotline. I was your struggle, not mine. We been in the cut like old infections, bro. We not trying to wait no cliffhangers to the next episode. I'm about mine. So if you my people and need that helping hand, hit up stand. Give me a ring, but please, I keep the wedding band. If indeed a better man exists, shit, you should marry them. If they sabotage your plan for kicks, you should bury them. Pack up all your things and leave out quick from that aquarium. Who better to stand to teach you how to fish? I'm pescatarian. You're never worrying if I'm riding with you to the very end. Fam, whether related by blood or distant cousin, married then. Don't care if you win or lose, long as you choose to give it the best that you have. Got your back, these are nothing but facts. No matter wherever you at, standing by like a stand-up guy. Stand on biz, cause the man don't lie. Cross my heart, hand in the sky to the man up high. If you were 1,000 miles away, I catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake. I'll be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake. I'll be there right away. If you were 1,000 miles away, I make it bike a plane. If you need me, I'll do more than pray to be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, I still find a way. Just like
shout out to Marcus D on the beat.
Be there right away. Yo, where my fam at? I'm trying to see the hands in the crowd. Some go out on the limb, but bet me I'ma go to town. Cause a win for them's a win for me. Free rent, I'm down for centuries. How sins will be like moons and night. We all shine eventually.
I'll be here, man.
I'm like Gara with the sands of time. Your plans are mine. We share a grind, bonded like the terracotta. They analyze it, but can't touch us like pantomimes. In this pond, we in the bomb, got a squad full of Arapama. Big fish, Shark Tank, share your thoughts, we get that ghost. Stick around while they circle exit like this tic-tac-toe. Brick bread, lend a hand, extend the bridge, skip that moat. Castle with the rookies, build a dynasty, it's just that dope. What they smoking, thinking they can stop us, we the loudest pack, been solo leveling. Now I support with overpowered stats. I'm the ace in the hole, the coward should cower ass. Starks, I'm the realest, night and white, that fight when I was black. 1,000 miles away, I catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake, I'll be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away,
yeah,
catch
man.
a flight today. If you need
So that joint right there, it's called 1,000 Miles Away. Shout out to Javier Starks. Shout out to Marcus D on the beat. That's from the upcoming Bop Alloy album. You know, yeah, man. But yeah, you know, thank y'all, man, for the super chat love and stuff so we could play the joint tonight. Yeah, Jav did his thing for sure, man. Shout out to my brother from another mother, Javier Starks. Super talented MC. Shout out to Marcus D on the beat. You know, my bro only gets better and better, man. What was it? Go to these comments. Damn, that was good. Thank you, family. And that's the rough mix. You know what I mean? I ain't even mixed. The joint that Marcus already sent to me sounds better than that. But there's like certain parts that aren't where we want them yet. So I still got to send them these notes. Definitely going to play that song on loop when it drops. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, nephew. And of course, you killed it as expected. Thank you. Who better to sub to teach you how to fish? I'm pescatarian. Marcus hit me up when he heard that line. He was like, bruh. Hey, bruh. I was like, you know, old guy still got it. Old guy still got it. You know what I mean? I'm out here, you know, doing what I does. You know what I mean? I appreciate the love, y'all. Let's see. All right. See what beats I got in my phone. You know what I mean? Because I ain't got the whole system hooked up to it. So I'm limited in terms of what I can actually perform for y'all. And I'm not able to take requests. So we're going to see. Hey, thank you. Stacy, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Can't wait to show some love when he drops that heat. Yeah, man. For sure. Appreciate you, family. Let's see. So many joints. There's certain ones it's like I haven't done in a while, and it'd be cool to do that. But I'm also like, I'm not trying to be messing the bars up. Trying to think of something I'm not gonna like butcher. Why not? Let's try this joint. All right, so this song right here is from my album that came out 2017. Old joint, song called Made in Maryland, produced by Odyssey. Let's see how this go. You know what I mean? Hold up. Trying to make sure I don't mess these bars and butcher it completely. Have some notes with me in the background just in case, because I don't think I've performed this joint in a couple. It's been at least about half a year since the last time I performed this song. So it's been a little minute, but I think I'll be all right. But just in case, you know what I'm saying? A little cheat sheet in the background in case I lose my place. Yep, all right, got it. Boom. All right, y'all ready? If y'all ready, let me get a hell yeah. Let me get a hell yeah in the chat. I'm still dreaming of a substantial animated music video. It would be so dope. You know what? There actually has been a substantial animated video. It was actually a Bop Alloy joint that came out many years ago called Sketches of Pain. So yeah. Okay, we got 3 hell yeahs. We got 4 hell yeahs in the chat. All right, we going in. Here we go. All right, let's get that volume up. We're going to drop the joint. Shout out to Odyssey. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Make sure my mic sound good. Okay. Yeah. Don't get it twisted, y'all. I still put the in between the DV. Shout out to Joe D. Regardless where the path I'm on lead me. Yeah, Pops was from Baltimore, but his only son was born in PG. Yeah. The home of Tubman and Douglas. Name a better rapper from MD that does this. Spare time, Merkham low key with a spare line. Old rhyme shit, I came up with it 09. No line back in Suitland in the 90s. And someone else's hood bagging rappers, you find me kicking ass, kicking wasn't that at the school. I was either in Gina kicking ass after school, ditch class, wings and mumbo sauce. During high times, clicking beats at Ace Old Crib. Playing 9-5 live from the home of Martin and Sugar Ray. I'ma shine for any unknown that took us straight in Maryland. Told you I was rusty. Still put in between the DV. Yeah, So I'ma represent for y'all regardless where the path I'm on lead me. Yeah. Pops was from Baltimore, but his only son was. Listen. PG specifically. County might be rich, but we all struggle mentally. Trying to see through imagery, placed here to limit me, killing me. Black and brown, young is on the killing spree. Way I dodge bullets, you would thought I had Trinity. And Zion's best fighters, all God and my divinity. Had a rack of brothers, only one that was kin to me. Saved my life when they gave the mic, independent me. But I'm from the same damn state as Freddie Gray. Different city, but I'm gonna be one ride away. In the home of Frank Miller and Dark Knights, thought it was, nah, you thought right, I'm from Maryland. Come on, don't get it twisted, y'all, I still put the M between the DV. Listen, so I'ma represent for y'all regardless where the path of more lead me. Yeah, my pops was from Baltimore and his only son, PG. Only Prince we claim sang Purple Rain. Prince George was lame, so fuck him and his name. I'm a PG king, it's a PG thing. This for Joe Gaza, Joe D, Steph Hard, and my Baltimore team. That's my man J Soul and the young homie Green. Listen, damn, my friends are dope, yeah, we really rap. These fans been losing hope, I'ma bring it back. Cause Stan has been dope since Pitty Pat, kickball, jump rope, hide and go get it black. Think they hand the off for weeks just to get a track. The hand to God the weak shit, picture that. Phelps with a felt tip, Olympian flow, provide more dope lines than Bolivian coke. The rant on the baseline, Carmelo won the key of strife, ripping the roof, walking in the paper dreams when I'm woke in the land of third good. His mama taught my papa, now I'm out here in your hood, somewhere in Maryland. Something, I'm butchering that shit, but yeah, you know what it is. Your boy a little rusty. Add in Lake Minnetonka. Hey, yo, Sal, you crazy. Yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Let's see. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know. One more? We want one more? Rusty, he says, sounding this good. Says, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Sal, you wild. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate it. Soul King, thank you. Happy Mochi, thank you. Hey, you know what I mean? I appreciate it. You know it. So I said, I tip my hat to you, Stan. Being able to freestyle is harder than playing the instrument, in my opinion. So for the record, that wasn't freestyle. That's actually a song that came out. So I wasn't freestyling there. I was actually performing an actual song of mine. But yeah, let's see. Let me see what else I got in here. Give y'all one more maybe. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's try something else. I'm trying to do joints I don't always do. So let's try this joint real quick. Wrong joint. Hold up. Click away from that. Bang. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Really love this joint, and it don't. Hey, I think I found it. Okay. I'm excited. All right. Yeah. Bet. Let's do this joint. All right. Shout out to the homie Marcus D. You know what I mean? Show some more Bop Alloy love right now. Shout out to the homie Marcus D. Let's try to do this joint right here. This is not a Bop Alloy joint. This is actually from Marcus D and Pismo's project. But I was lucky enough to be featured on this track with the homies. So let's try this. You gotta re-promote Reed Richards when the new man, listen, because I got the remix of Reed Richards coming out. So yeah, that ain't a bad idea. Wish it could be Reed Richards, but I know you said you can't do requests. Hey, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna do the joint I was about to do, and then I'll close out with Reed Richards. Sound good to y'all? Let me know how you feel about that. In the meantime, let's get this joint going. But yeah, that's a great idea, sis. Definitely planning to do that. All right, here we go. Let's see. Did I lose my place? Nope, I found it. All right. Okay. Shout out to Pismo. Shout out to Marcus D. Song's called Don't You Stop.
Yeah, get loose and let it drop. Everybody now don't you stop. Fly up to the top.
Man, y'all are the best fans on earth. I gotta spoil y'all, you know? Yeah. I'm coming out cause I just got paid. Better watch every little step I take. Home sway, let's hear it for the boy. Don't disturb this groove, let the people enjoy. All night long, then it's back to life. Give it to me, baby, if that's alright. I like it. Let your love come down. So hot, gotta cool it now. Don't stop, never too much, never too much. The sweetest taboo, never knew love like this before. Baby girl, let's groove. Grab on a milli when I think of you. Smooth operator, rock steady to the beat. Ride home in the whip, playing 80s R&B. Caribbean, queen of the party. The one I want when I wanna dance with somebody. So what's up? So what's up? So what's up? So what's up? Hey. So. Shout out to Pismo, man. Killed this joint. When I did this live over the summer at the DMV Made joint, we added a little something to it. Flipped like the old school joint. We added to it, was like, don't you stop it, don't you stop, can't stop the music. Classic joint. Whole crowd was like rocking with us, like, don't you stop it, don't you stop, can't stop the music. Don't really wanna stop. No, if you know the old school joints, you already know what it is. Whole crowd was rocking with us like don't you stop it, don't you stop, can't stop the music. They don't really wanna stop. No, don't you stop it, don't you stop, can't stop the music. Now listen, P. So fun fact about that joint, right? Something that is funny, like this one of those songs that I feel like is one of the best songs that me and Marcus and obviously Pismo have made. I put that song up against most of our joints. Obviously, it's a more probably more palatable, more commercial friendly type joint. But I love when we can kind of do that type of song without sacrificing who we are as artists. Like, it's still very much in the lane of what Bop Alloy does, even though it's for Pismo's project. And then also, man, like lyrically on that joint, I'm coming out cause I just got paid. Better watch every little step I take. Puma sway, let's hear it for the boy. Don't disturb this groove, let the people enjoy. What people don't know about that verse, this verse is literally a combination of all 80s classic love song joints, right? Like 80s R&B specifically. That's why the line that says playing 80s R&B, right? Like ride home in the whip playing 80s R&B. This is what I'm talking about. So every time my thumb goes up, that's a song that I'm shouting out, right? So it sounds like a regular verse, not a super lyrical one, but I'm dropping all song titles. I'm coming out because I just got paid. That's two right there. Better watch every little step I take. Puma sway, let's hear it for the boy. Don't disturb this groove, let the people enjoy. All night long, then it's back to life. Give it to me, baby, if that's all right. I like it. Let your love come down. So hot, gotta cool it now. Don't stop, never too much, never too much. The sweetest taboo, never knew love like this before. Baby girl, let's groove. Vibe on a milli when I think of you. Smooth operator, rock steady to the beat. Ride home in the whip, playing 80s R&B. Caribbean, queen of the party. That's a double flip. That's a song, but then also my wife is Caribbean. You know what I mean? The one I want when I want to dance with somebody. So what's up? You know what I mean? Fam. Fam, it's like, what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 old school 80s R&B songs shouted out in that verse. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, shout out to any of you that already knew that, but I also know that like a lot of my fans who rock with me are a little bit younger, and not everybody grew up where I grew up listening to the type of music I grew up. So not that verse wasn't for everybody, but if you know the songs, come on. I'm coming out, just got paid, every little step, come on, every little step I take. Like, yo, these are joints. These are joints. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm making me want to play all these songs right now. I should make a playlist of those songs and post them just so y'all can experience that. That's what I should do. track made me dance for a bit. That's what's up, nephew. Oh, snap. I didn't know you rock with Pismo. Pismo's the homie. All right. Oh, now I get it. Yeah. I wonder why some of them sounded like song titles. Yeah, man. Happy Friday, Frank. Good to see you up in here. Yep, fan of Sade. Who isn't? And if you're not a fan of Sade, you better had not ever heard her before. That's the only way that's acceptable for me. You know what I mean? Yo, Substantial, I know you probably get this question a lot, but I always wondered how you and Nujabes actually met up and got cooking in the studio back in the day. There's actually a video where I break this down, but I'll give you the condensed version. The way we were actually able to link up was the homie, my man Tomo, who goes by Sphere of Influence. We went to college together, and we exchanged numbers over the summer, or like right as the summer started when he was getting ready to head home. And he basically was working at Guinness Records, which was Nujabes' store. And one day Nujabes came in and asked him if he knew of any dope rappers in New York. I'm from Maryland, but I was living in New York at the time. And so, yo, he played this mixtape that that our boy DJ Biscuit, who now goes by Bisco Smith, really successful painter. Yeah, man, he played this mixtape that I was on. Nujabes heard that, was like, yo, you got this dude's contact. So he gave him my number, didn't give me heads up. I get a cold call out of nowhere. Hold on one second. Sirens again. Trying to see if they're in my neighborhood or not. I think we good. Yeah, they were driving by. But anyway, hey, family first, man. You know, if you see me like really paying attention to that, because I'm just trying to make sure, you know, if something go down, me and my family got to step out. You know what I mean? It's happened before, as I mentioned earlier, like where that happened during a live. But yeah. So anyway, you know, he called me out of the blue, told me who he was. Initially, I almost hung up on him because at the time, this is not a time where everyone knew who he was. And like I got friends who were jerks. So so I thought it was one of my friends playing a practical joke on me. But yeah, as soon as he mentioned my man Tomo name, I knew it was real. And at the time I was working on a demo that I gave initially to Def Jam Records through a contact I had there. And they liked what they heard, but they were going in a different direction. And so I sent that same demo to Nujabes. Nujabes offered me a deal and bought me some tickets to come to Japan. And then we recorded a bunch of music together, and the rest is history. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much that's the super condensed version. But I try to give you as much detail as I could, but as quickly as possible. Lord's still working on me. You know what I mean? Very talkative. Your boy got the gift of gab. A lot of depth in the lyrics. Thank you, family. Absolutely should. Yeah, man. I'm definitely trying to keep that in mind as we get closer to the release of that film. So y'all said one more. Y'all were bringing up Reed Richards, so I guess we doing that. Now, my question for you is, do you want me to spit it live, or would you like to hear the remix of Reed Richards that Kokai did that's actually going to be on Adultish 2.0? So your options are live version, right? I can spit it live over the original beat because I don't have the instrumental, I don't think, for Reed Richards remix on me. So I can either do the joint or I can play the remix for y'all. So we got one vote for the remix. All right, we're going to wait to see what it's going to be. Got to say remix. All right, that's 2 for the remix. My sister says live. All right. The queens, we got 2 queens in a row that said live. Okay. The men are like, remix, son. We want newness. You know what I mean? The ladies are like, we want the live. You know what I mean? So it's a battle of the sexes right quick. Night Owl says remix. That's 3 for remix. 2 for the live. We're going to see what we got next. Okay, we got 17 people watching now, so I'm gonna remix for me. That's 4 for remix. If we get 5 for remix, I'm gonna just go ahead and play the remix so we're not waiting forever. So we'll see what the next one says. Betrayed by fam. Oh man, so we got 4 votes for the remix. I defer to your sister though. Respect. All right. Man, listen, I might hook y'all up. You know what I mean? We're having fun tonight. We'll see what the night does. You know what I mean? Maybe you get both. I don't know. Y'all, no, look, that's another vote for the remix. This says, I hate the fact that great artists like yourself, Shingo, Pismo, Nujabes, Jay Dilla, MF Doom, rest in peace, etc., are slept on. What you're bringing up is a great transition for something I want to do next. So, yeah, I got you. I'm gonna come back to this in a second. So let's go ahead and play this remix for y'all. Yeah. So shout out to my brother Kokai. This is the remix of Reed Richards. All right, here we go. From Adulters 2.0.
2, 3, 4. Clap for me. They say, Mr. Fantastic, can you rap for me? DJ, bring it back for me. Let me stretch and get loose for black on it. Triple R to y'all rap read. Stretch money instead of truth, rhyming business. Enough flow to fill a ravine, you should bring pictures. When the beat got that swing, you gon' need pictures. On the mound, throwing it down, stand delivers. All pro, I ain't a goddamn beginner. Picks after the show, then let a man eat dinner. Too focused on A to see what plan B get us. Now be fade with some gray on the sides. Only man stand when that pen and paper collide. They lied and said you was the truth, but now your status denied. This life forever die, waiting for the pain to subside. Ooh. Classic over trendy, bro, I'm still here. Holla at me in a decade if they still care. When you fall and bounce back, if they still cheer, then you're worthy to wield the mic like it's millionaire. I'm still in here, still prepared to take what I earn. Y'all some build the bears, they built the bed, the weight of the world. I've been the realest here, that's on my soulmate and my girls. Who you feel compared to me really ain't my concern. Is he doping in the makers? Most will say he underrated. A couple takes a state that he a greater, just the greatest. Some artists focus less on albums, just don't make a playlist. I choose the former, but I hope the latter choose my latest. Clap for me. Mr. Fantastic, can you rap for me? DJ, bring it back for me. Let me stretch and get loose so I black on it. For the poppers, lockers, God bodies, fosters, hip hoppers, not for the imposters. Nah, bro, recognize a splitter when you spot one. Learn from a show stop. Mr. Fantastic, party of four, built an audio form. What's a god to a gore? Bunch of beats like Benny on the stage with the boys. You hope to have a good show, bro. I came to destroy a pen, giving out work like I came to employ. George Rock on the mic when I'm making a point. Sorcerer in the stew when I conjure up joints. Come and fetch this blessing that I came to annoy. For when we rock, New Balance, we struggle with old vices. And high blood pressure be coming with low prices. For the virus, we've been dealing with known crisis. Transformed from old dog to Osiris. Now we can't blame these joints like arthritis while God guide us. Peacemakers,
yeah, sure.
Got homies with more seeds than papayas. Trying to find peace while writing them papyrus. Denied equal rights and living wages. And couldn't see the gods that we are. So hitting stages. Best kept secret like Bibles with hidden pages. Best source of raw hip hop and entertainment. My life's a hip hop quotable thing published yet. Slept on by the masses till I left a few with rubbernecks. Took a swing and rap and then I sent it to the upper deck. Only other language that I'm fluent in is cut the check. Rap for me, Mr. Fantastic, can you rap for me? DJ, bring it back for me. Let me stretch and get it loose so I black on it. For the poppers, lockers, God bodies, fosters, hip hoppers, not for the imposters. Nah, bro, recognize a spinner when you spot one. Learn from a show stop.
Man, yo, Kokai. My man, Coke. Hey, bro. Big bro came through when, hey, what's wild, right? When I sent the acapellas to him like earlier that week, and not even a week later, he sent me back a folder where he remixed every song. Like he remixed the whole album in a week. And I was like, yo, were these beats you already? He's like, nah, bro. Like the wife was out of town and I had time. So man, I made all the beats from scratch that weekend. And what was even wilder was like the album had been out a couple months. And so I was like, yo, he was like, what was crazy is when you sent me the acapellas, I downloaded the acapellas and I hit play on your album as they were downloading. He's like, Reed Richards came on and man, that joint got a couple bars in and I cut it off. I was like, you know what? Because I sent them the time signature, the tempo, and the key that every track was in. So I sent all of that to them, all the producers I sent it to. So he just went in blind. He used the information that I provided and then remixed everything. And fam, he did that without even hearing what the original was, fam. Yeah, Coke, man. Kokai is probably one of the greatest artists I've ever met in my life. And I know some pretty amazing artists. That dude is hands down, he's criminally underrated. Like, you know, and it's one of those things, man, that like genius is not always rewarded, right? And to kind of go back to this comment, and I'm gonna transition from here, and I still might spit for y'all live. You know, depends on how many people are still around after I make this pivot real quick. But this right here, where he said, I hate the fact that great artists like yourself, and all my peers and that he mentioned, and some of my heroes that he mentioned are slept on, right? And a lot of times, man, like in the case of all the artists that are listed here that passed away as well, they all became bigger in their death than they were when they were alive. There's a line that I say in The Long Route, which is probably one of the more slept on songs on Adultish, if I do say so myself. But there's a line that like no one ever comes back and like quotes back to me. And I think, like, you know, sometimes people connect with what they connect with, and other times people don't really get what you're saying. But so where it says some would rather get posthumous recognition. It's easier to miss than love you because love requires commitment, right? Like it's weird for me, like, you know, seeing that, right? Like the artists that I love, that I knew about while they were still alive, if I loved them, I loved them. You know what I mean? You know, like, of course, there's that period of time where they pass, where you listen to their stuff again and you know, and it feels different, right? But the artists I love that I knew about before they passed, like, fam, those feelings, they were just intensified by that, but I already loved them. You know what I mean? And, but like, it's easy to miss people it's easy to miss folks because you feel like, you know, you don't get the chance now to kind of say what you needed to say before. But yo, F all that, man. Like, if that's how you feel, man, if that's how you feel about your favorite artist, let them know. You know what I mean? Even if they're not your favorite, if you love them, if you love what they're doing and stuff like that, you respect it, man, drop a comment, do whatever, something. And I know not all artists are me. They're not all gonna reciprocate that love. They're not all gonna share it back with you. But like, still, at least you can say you said it. You know what I mean? You know, it's a huge regret of mine that I never got to see Dilla live. But I don't feel guilty about that because it's just like, yo, when I went through my collection after he passed, I had so much of his music already, like, that I purchased, right? Not streamed, that I purchased, right? Like, so, you know, so I never got to tell him, but I knew I was supporting him. You know what I mean? Like, supporting him in a way that made a difference in his life outside of just like online presence, right? And this is no slight at the fans, but it's just like, yo, that's a real problem, right? Like how a lot of artists don't get as appreciated as they should. But I'm gonna make this pivot because this video I really want to play, which is probably gonna demonetize my joint because it's from somebody else's channel. But I still want to share it, you know, and I just wanted to take this moment before I shared it to really give my brother Kokai his props, yo, like his love, because that dude deserves all of that. Him, Tone Deaf. Shout out to Flo Brown from Jersey, who I worked with many years ago. The reason where y'all hear me like kind of putting more melody in my songs, doing like sing-songy flows or whatever, like for choruses and that type of stuff, that's all a direct result of like Tone Deaf. Flo Brown was like one of the first people to really encourage me to do more of that. Nugent Bessis said that to me when we were doing If I Was Your Mic, telling me to play around with that style I was doing in the chorus, like more in the verse. Hence why the second verse had a little bit of that in it, because it didn't originally. Kokai I used to send him ideas for hooks for joints I was doing on my projects. And he basically would sing over top of what I did. And I loved his voice so much, I would take my vocals off the track. And he was like, yo, what are you doing? And I was like, what you mean? He's like, yo, put your vocals back in there. And I'm like, nah, bro, you sound amazing. I don't want to mess up what you're doing. He's like, nah, bro, your what you did inspired what I did, and it sounds dope together. He's like, bro, you need to do more of that. You know what I mean? And I was just like, damn. I'm looking at this dude like I got the utmost respect for him. So him saying that and pouring into me like that was amazing. Things y'all heard me doing with my flow, like after linking up with Q and 5, that's a direct result of people like Tone Deaf, fucking genius, evil genius bastard, like one of the best dudes to ever do it, one of the best MCs to ever do it. But like intricate things you started seeing me play around with my flow, direct result of my relationship with Tone Deaf. Also a direct result of my relationship with Kokai, who introduced me to the idea of scatting, recording scats of flows and ideas I had, just basically like freestyling, sometimes throwing words in there, but mostly playing around with tone, sometimes melody, and like the cadence I wanted to do. So I would lay down full tracks of that, loop sections of what I was doing, and then put lyrics to those things. And that was something that was a direct result from spending time with Kokai. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I just want to give my people their flowers, and shout out to all of y'all who here with me now on a Friday night when you could be doing other things. Or maybe you like me and you know, maybe you just like, y'all, I'm in for the night. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful, man. I try not to complain too much publicly about this stuff because I know y'all are here with me. You know what I mean? And a lot of artists don't even get this. So I'm grateful for y'all, for real, for real. But let me play this video that I found the other day that is, I figured would be a great conversation. I am not the missus said that when I retire from my next position and just kind of focus back solely on what I was doing before, she was like, yeah, you should probably be doing more content creation, because some of the opinions that I have on things, like I will call things that are happening in the music industry or even in politics. There's things that are playing out right now in politics in real time that I basically pointed out to my wife about like 6 or 7 years ago, and was making suggestions that certain parties should do, and also basically predicting what was going to happen if blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And my wife is just like, yo, you've done this more than a few times, and like, yo, you should really consider it. Because like I'll have these conversations privately, but I don't always kind of force my opinions or give my take to the world. And I'm not trying to make a reaction video channel, but every now and then something that I think directly connects with what I'm doing and impacts why maybe artists like me are slept on. I think this is a conversation that we don't see maybe happen, or maybe like I think a lot of fans aren't as aware of this being a problem, or y'all are, but I think we got to figure out a way to combat this bullshit. You know what I mean? And so let's bring this up real quick. Let's see. Got it. Speaking of collab, imagine if Jay Dilla and Nugent Best ever did a collab. Word. Would be amazing. Would have been amazing. All right. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if I can bring this up. 1% of the screen removed. I'll copy that. Got it. All right. Now let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. All right, so Pete, we're going to react to this joint in real time. This video is from a channel called Read My Soul. Shout out to this young brother. I recently subscribed to his channel. I got to check out more of his content, but this video, I really, really resonated with what he's talking about. It's about 10 minutes long. I figured this is a great conversation to have tonight with y'all. And yeah, man, let's get into it. And confirm, let me know if the audio's coming through all right for y'all. Hold on. Make sure I do this. And all right, here we go.
Like, I didn't like hearing that title, y'all, he a conscious rapper, because it did put you in that a box. It did put you in that a box.
Boy, it's hard out here for a conscious rapper. Conscious rappers are probably the most scrutinized and most criticized within the hip-hop genre. Within the hip-hop community, conscious rappers are held to the highest of standards. They can never rebrand. They are pigeonholed into being conscious, and if they do anything else, they're hypocrites. And the best way I can describe this hypocrisy or this unfair treatment towards conscious rapper is if you look at Chance the Rapper and you look at Lil Durk. They're from the same city, they're around the same age, but they get treated very differently. Chance the Rapper has actually been rapping his behind off the last few offerings that he has given.
In dystopia for a discount. The doctor's doing dirty work. The prison's doing miscounts. The ops and the top shot callers having sit downs.
Go listen to some of Chance the Rapper.
Yo, super agree. One of the joints he's about to play from Chance, because to keep it a buck, I did not like Chance the Rapper's early stuff. Like I know acid rap was kind of held in high regard and stuff like that, but his voice made it very difficult for me to get into his music. However, as he's grown as an artist and stuff like that, and just as a man, you know what I mean, as a human, like the messages in his music, like I respect, I love what this dude's talking about now. I can connect. I feel like I connect more with him on a deeper level, you know what I mean, now. And so yeah, and I recognize that the music he was making early on, it was not for me, so I wasn't tripping. You know what I mean? It's like I'm like, hey man, look, I love that for y'all. For y'all, if you love it, great. I love that for you.
His last few songs, he been rapping, very cultural, very black.
Fried catfish, bootleg Medea plays, nosy auntie, like let me see your grave.
I like what Chance has been doing, but
hey, do me a favor real quick in the chat, because I know y'all are chilling, probably just taking in the info, but just confirm that y'all are able to hear the audio for me. Give me a thumbs up if it's coming through okay for you, because I'm gonna say some stuff about what he's talking about. But I just want to make sure y'all are hearing what's being said. Again, I'll be sure to drop. Okay, confirmed. Thank you. I'll be sure to drop the link to this video in the description of mine so you can check it out later in case you got to dip out. But here we go.
culture has kind of forgotten about him. And the only thing I can link that to is the fact that he made an album about loving his wife and loving his family and being positive and being better. That's the only thing I can link it to.
In July of 2019, after fans and critics had been excited to see what he did next, the result wasn't just a letdown, but pretty cringe in its delivery, with the whole project basically being a conceptual album about how much he loves his wife.
When the whole story of the album is I got married, things are great, I love my life, for almost an hour and a half straight, it's pretty tough to make it the whole way through.
You know, because for some reason, loving your family and being positive sounds preachy, is corny within the hip-hop community. I don't know what that's about, but...
Fam. So, let's go back to this comment that that the brother said a little bit ago. Hold up. I hate the fact that greats like yourself, Shingo, Pismo, right? Nujabes, Best, J Dilla, MF Doom. MF Doom is a bit of an exception to this rule, but largely the artists you're pointing out, like the things that he was just pointing out, right? That like qualifies rappers being corny in hip hop. It's basically the type of stuff that the people who you just said, like, you know, it's frustrating that like we're slept on. And it's largely because we don't push certain narratives in the music. I think it's important for me to point out, and I've had to point this out a few times, because people act like because I don't rap about certain things, because I'm not rapping about street shit all the time, right? Or like I don't curse in my music as much as maybe other artists do. I don't say nigga a million times in my rhymes. I don't, there's a lot of things that I don't do that there's more than enough artists who do these things. But somehow these things have become qualifiers for what is real rap music or what is hip hop. When initially a good amount of the music that came out in the beginning, it wasn't necessarily glorifying these things. These are things that eventually kind of came later. And even when they did start to creep into the music, it wasn't glorified per se, right? Like that didn't happen until even later, right? The Schoolie D's of the world, eventually the Ice-T's, and then NWA, so on and so forth, right? Like when reality rap, that's what it was called before it was called gangster rap, when that became a thing. And even when they say like, and I never really loved the reality rap title either, because you know, I get what the point that Ice Cube was making, but the reality of it was not everything that they were saying was their actual reality. It was things, and when I say that, I mean there are moments where they're rapping it as if they're the ones doing it, right? And some of them were doing it, but we learned later on that not all of them were really doing it like that. They were in the street life in a sense that it was happening around them and they lived there, but they weren't doing everything that they talked about. So it's a part of your reality, yes, but it's not all of your reality because you ain't necessarily doing those things, right? So it's just weird, man. It's weird. And so we're in this weird place where like, yo, somehow we've demonized or made it corny to be positive or to not perpetuate stereotypes or not even all that, just to be different. If you different, you're corny, is what they basically saying at this point. It's a strange time, man. It's a strange time in the shit. But it's not new, because we used to see this too. Like, I saw Ice-T say this on the Arsenio Hall show back in the day when he was comparing himself and Will Smith. He was just like, nah, man, you know, we ain't the same thing. And he wasn't shitting on Will, like calling him corny or nothing like that. But to a certain extent, he did everything but say corny. He basically was like, yeah, that's Disney World. And this the streets over here. You know what I mean? And like, I get what he's saying. And like, basically he was like, yo, that's entertainment over there. That's fun. That's family friendly over there. This over here, there's something different. Like, this is a rated R movie, dog. Over here. It ain't safe over here. And like, I get that. But I still respect the fact, like, I feel like I don't think he actually thought of him as corny. He just thought of him as different because Will's from Philly, right? He's from a place that, like, yo, he grew up in the streets too. He just wasn't doing the same things that not everybody who grew up in these neighborhoods are all out here selling drugs, are all out here doing all the bullshit. And like, yo, and anybody that's convincing you that's all that's happening in these communities, they are lying to you, fam. Because I'm really out here, right? Like, I work in these communities. I've been teaching in these communities. I've lived in multiple communities like this my whole life. And I can tell you for a fact, it ain't even debatable. Most people who live in these communities ain't doing the bullshit that we hear in these songs. And that's why I always push back on why the title of reality rap never really could take, because it's just like, yo, if all you talking about is the bullshit that we do and you ain't balancing it out, well, that's why I respected what Cube did later. Today was a good day, right? There's plenty of days where, fam, it's just fun. We just having fun in the hood. And it ain't always some bullshit going down, even though the bullshit's happening somewhere, but that ain't every minute of your day. And to push anything else is a complete fabrication. It's a lie. It's a lie. Sad but true. Do you think it's the new generation, or have multiple generations converted to populism over being unique as an artist? Yeah, it's definitely not the new generation. It's just people have been consistently kind of moving this direction, right? Like, it's why, like, somebody prefers to go see an action movie over a drama. Right? Like, or a comedy, right? Like, a comedy is like over the top as opposed to some shit that's just kind of dry, right? Because, like, yo, it gets you going, it gets you excited, it's more entertaining, it's flashy, they want the shiny thing, right? It's why, here we go, let's take it there. It's why some women, not all, some women claim they want good men, right? But they like their man a little dangerous. They somehow end up with the guy who's a little dangerous, got a little edge to him. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, you don't think he hit women, but sometimes he say shit that feel like, yeah, he might slap you. You know what I mean? It's like you saying one thing, but somehow you end up with something else. And I feel like we do that in rap. And let me be very specific about this. Like, we're really just talking about rap music. We throw around hip hop a lot, but we're really just talking about rap music, right? Let's be clear. And I think that, like, it's that's the problem with, like, you know, with the music we listen to. If the music don't feel a little dangerous, if the artists don't feel a little mad, like they got a chip on their shoulder, if they basically sound like who I really am, let's take it there. If they sound like the person who, like, that I really am, like they just got a regular ass life, like me, maybe a couple of things that are a little, but for the most part, they're just like me. I almost feel like some people, that's not what they come here for, right? Because some people are visiting. Let's be clear. Like some people, like they kind of live vicariously through this thing. So they're not looking for the squeaky. They're not looking for their dad. They're not looking for themselves sometimes in the music. They're looking for somebody who's going to make them feel like a caricature. Like, you know, they're looking for caricatures of who they are in some cases, right? Like what I really want to say, but I can't say. This guy's saying it for me. This girl made me feel like saying this to her, but I would never say that. But I love this song from this artist because he's saying how I really feel. But I won't say that in real life because I ain't trying to get a divorce and I don't want to lose my job and I kind of like my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's, come on, man, you know? Hey, what's happening? Peace, Colin. Let's see. I've noticed the black community tends to want to celebrate bad behavior and act a fool. But if you're positive, trying to do right, you are called corny or soft. If you call it out, then you hating. What the fuck? I wouldn't say. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think there's some truth. There's some truth, but I wouldn't say it's definitely not the whole black community, right? Because there are lots of people. Like for example, my man Jamin in the comments. Who just said, like, do we think it's a multi-generational thing or if it's something like that's happened recently, right? Like, there's, like, part of what he's implying by saying that is that at one point, the community was like, nah, to these images, to these lyrics, to this vibe and shit like that. So the reality of it is a good amount of our community is like, no. And I think what's important to point out too, like this video I just played, the people who were calling the shit corny in the beginning, those weren't black people reviewing the music, calling it corny, right? It's also important to point out that a lot of gatekeepers in hip hop, right, aren't always black. A lot of the people who review the music and this, that, and the third, a lot of the industry people who are deciding what gets pushed through and what doesn't, they're not always black, right? It's important to acknowledge that. Right, because there's a good amount of the people. Because I'm not looking for that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a part of this community, and I hang with a ton of people in this community that's not the main shit they're checking for. A lot of us, we listen to some of it, but we like our artists to be balanced. A lot of us who listen to some things like that, we like an artist like Kendrick because Kendrick oftentimes is a reflection of both sides of it, which is all most of us really want. We want an acknowledgement of the fact that, yo, there are challenges. And some days I really feel like whipping somebody's ass. But for the most part, I know that's not going to benefit my people, my family long term. And I'm trying to build wealth. I'm trying to create opportunities, blah, blah, blah. I feel like, and look, and I'm also working on my mental health. I love listening to Kendrick because you get all of that. You get all of that. You know what I mean? Like, which is a great representation of how a lot of us are as human beings. Because even the people who may not be pushing certain narratives out publicly or to certain people and stuff like that, behind closed doors, and I've been in rooms with these folks, be saying something very different from the image they push out into the world. And sometimes help usher in a lot of shit that literally contradicts what they share, what they say to the world. So I think it's important for us to acknowledge that this isn't one group of people's problem, right? Like everyone is contributing to this problem in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? I feel you, Stan. What makes me smile is seeing artists like Tyler, the Creator, and recently Doechii for being their true self and celebrating being different. By the way, it's Jamin. I already know. As soon as I saw JC, I knew it wasn't Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if it ain't Jesus Christ, it's probably Jamin Cuevas. So shout out to Jamin. What up, bro? I already knew. All right. I'm dying. So facts. Yeah, man. Remember LL Cool J started a huge battle with Cannabis for saying he wanted a microphone tattoo like him. and Can I Borrow It on the to go off on the track. Today they both would have gotten matching tattoos. Yo, you a fool, son. All right, let's get back to this video, man. Again, shout out to Read My Soul.
Artists like Lil Durk, who's currently dealing with a Fed case. Keep your head up, Lil Durk. No disrespect to you. Just going to use you for this example. But a guy like Lil Durk, before the Feds came, he was in his rebrand. He was converting to Islam, becoming a Muslim. He was doing records with J. Cole, had the kids in the same. I won the Grammy. Everything was good. Everybody's clapping for him. Gangster artists are afforded all the luxuries in the world. They can rebrand, they can change it up, they can do this, they can do that. But an artist like Chance the Rapper is pigeonholed. If Chance the Rapper started to go thug and started to go gangster, people will laugh him out the gym. Because once you start doing that positive poppy, you can't change. It's only the gangsters that can switch it up and change how they move. They're afforded all the luxuries in the world. And that goes into the community as well. I don't know if because people fear them or because people love a comeback story. But once you are a conscious artist, you can't do nothing else. And we're seeing that today with the standards that people are holding Kendrick Lamar to. Even though Kendrick Lamar has told you,
but he is not your savior.
I'm trying to figure out me because I'm from this mad city and I'm going mad. Even though I know I'm good. People don't listen, but people are holding him to the standard. Because a conscious artist, a person who's trying to do better within the community, is terrible. What made me think of this video is I saw
Sam Smith gets to sing a great song about Stay With Me on a mainstream radio station. If I sing that same song, Stay With Me, limited bandwidth. Because our violence isn't the threat, our love is.
Now that
our violence isn't the threat, our love is. Sometimes you have to question, right? Like who's making the decisions outside of the artist, right? Because at the end of the day, if you are an artist that's on a major label, whatever you're releasing has to be approved by someone else. It's important to acknowledge that. People always say, well, the artist can just not make it. Sure, that in theory, that is true. But they also have contracts. And if they do not supply the label with what the label, what the contract says that they are required to submit to them, and then keep in mind, the label still has final approval depending on what type of artist we're talking about. And this is most major label contracts, unless you're an artist that has a lot more creative control. The label has final say. So there are plenty of albums that get shelved or whatever because the artists aren't trying to push certain narratives, or the label basically feels like, yo, there's no hit record on this, so we can't push it, or we need more of this from you. I've literally been in situations where I've gone to presentations at major labels or smaller indie labels early in my career. And when I spit for them, because at the time I was more known for battle rap, they basically took the one rhyme I spit, was just start building out a whole image for me. It's yo, I really see you as this artist that just really don't give a fuck about nothing and blah, blah. That's very different from the artist I ended up becoming. But they absolutely made it clear that this was the path that they saw for me, right? And it's important to point out, sometimes it was a black person in the room kind of trying to push me in that direction. And sometimes it was someone who wasn't from the black community trying to push me in that direction, right? And there's been plenty of times where my music has been overlooked by people in positions of power, whether it's to give awards or to give certain opportunities. And it's largely because I'm not checking certain boxes when it comes to talking about the streets or pushing certain imagery or certain messages in my music. And basically you're dubbed as corny, you're dubbed as soft. Here's the funny thing about when people throw around the soft shit, right? Versus being an artist that's hard. What's harder to do? What's harder to do? Is it harder to basically push the same narrative that we've seen pushed for most of the time that hip hop has been mainstream? Is it easier to go that route, or is it easier to do something different that's a little bit left, that maybe artists haven't done a lot of, that really kind of doesn't, maybe it don't transition well when you play it at the club, right? Or on the radio or whatever playlist that is the new wave right now. you're choosing to kind of expand the box or break outside of the box and do something different. What's harder to do? I feel like, yo, you going along with the flow and doing the same bullshit that's been done when that really ain't who you are. That's probably the softest shit you could ever do. Just saying. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, it definitely shows me that if that's not who you are, like, and we know that a lot of these artists, we found out over time that this isn't really who they are in some cases, and sometimes it is. But like, yo, when you find that out, you already show them, it's like they clearly have no backbone, right? Like they just kind of bend to whatever will. And so, and what he's talking about is it's a very interesting thing that he's pointing out, where it's like, yo, gangster rap, or rappers who are doing the street thing, the amount of love they're shown when they choose to go the positive route and make a joint. Like they didn't caught like 30 bodies on their last album, if not more, right? But then the next record, they found religion, and now they making positive stuff. Yo, good for you. It's great. It's great. I'm all for growth. But I've also seen when, like, you know, Jill Scott do something. This is not a rap record, but I've seen Jill Scott do records and kind of be associated with being positive and making soulful music and kind of being looked at as like this more like down to earth, like type of sister or whatever. And then she made a single that was on her first album when people already were trying to put her in a certain box. She made another joint where she found out that there was a woman like that was her man was quote unquote singing. And like, yo, she basically was like, you know, trying to square up with her. And I remember how people were reacting. Oh, she ain't supposed to be out here pushing. I'm like, yo, wasn't it you last week just dancing to a record that was far more reckless than that joint right there? She's literally singing about a situation that a lot of people have been through in real life. Even the nicest people in the world have been in situations where they've been heartbroken and have wanted to either physically hurt somebody or did physically hurt somebody. That doesn't mean she's that person all the time. But that means that even if you are a positive person, you are allowed to have negative feelings sometimes and make art that reflects those feelings. And it doesn't mean you're encouraging others to do it. You're just taking time to acknowledge that part of you. And you are not fake if you choose to acknowledge that part of you. You are fake, however, if every song is about murder, death, drugs. Meanwhile, your ass is driving your kids to school. You're doing all these other things in your life like that are positive and stuff like that. But somehow that shit never makes it onto a record. Like ever. Right? Got a good life, nice home, this, that, and the third. And I'm not saying this is all these dudes, right? But some of these rappers, this is their life. And even when they've made it out and they're doing good things, they somehow, this is still like, yo, that's their brand. And they're just kind of stuck, just doing the same shit. And sometimes they, you know, if that's who they are, they just ain't growing as people. That's real too. You know, both things can be true. Just saying, man. Anyway, back to the video. You know, we here to listen to this brother. Again, this is Read My Soul. Be sure to check out his channel.
That video is super duper powerful because not only does the system only want our violence, but doesn't want our love. We want our violence and we don't want our love. Love is so hard nowadays to find. People are looking for hate and negativity and they waiting for you to fall and waiting for you to crash out. People are waiting for people to fail nowadays. People are so negative.
There's a spiritual warfare going on beyond just social media or music or whatever.
People only want the money, 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 and nothing else. And you're seeing this bleed into every facet of reality. You're seeing this bleed into the music. You're seeing this bleed into sports. You're seeing this bleed into everyday life. Online, you see men and women, especially within the black culture and the hip hop culture community, arguing about who paying, who not paying. I'm in my soft era. Are we going 50-50? Nobody wants to compromise anymore. People only want negativity and violence. Trying to be better and trying to do better is corny. Chance is corny. Loving your wife that much is corny. I don't think that was actually true. They saying that he wasn't really like that. That Chance was putting on the act. He probably still gonna get more criticism than murder for hire charges. It just baffles me how we push so much negativity and so much violence.
Bro, y'all could get out my face with telling me it's just entertainment. In the last 48 hours, this is the hypocritical hop version of First 48. I'm about to show y'all all these stories.
Shout out to D1.
Yella Beezy arrested and charged for capital murder in connection to killing Mo 3. 21 Savage's homie, rapper Lotto Savage, shot and killed in Atlanta at age 36.
I think I just won my taxes.
Here we go with the commercials. Hold on, let's get this out of here real quick. But yeah, man, curious to know y'all thoughts and feelings on it, man. You know, there's more to this joint. I'm gonna breeze past this commercial real quick, but yeah, dude, it's just really, really wild. Like I had this conversation with the homie Tone Deaf, and you know, we were talking about, you know, I was talking about doing this, basically making a documentary at some point, just kind of talking about my journey and stuff in music and being from where I'm from. And but then also just kind of like talking about this segment where like doing a segment where it just kind of talks about why people feel like what's the reason I never blew up, right? Because people bring this up. I'm not out here actively investigating it, right? I'm just living my life and doing what I can do. But it gets brought up to me once a week, whether it's a fan, whether it's a person I know, whether it's like a mainstream artist that reaches out to me like behind closed doors or in my DM or something like that. Shout out to IDK and stuff, where we've been talking a little bit. Shout out to Logic that reached out and stuff. But yeah, man, like, you know, I can't control what other people do. I just keep being me. But absolutely, man, I've like experienced things like there was a award competition in my there was an award show in my area, the biggest award show for hip hop in my area back in the day. And when they opened it up to the public to do like voting, and there was nothing that said that only people from the area could vote. They just basically posted it online for people to vote. And because I'm a dude who's been doing it internationally, at that point, it was like maybe 07, 08. I think it was 08, because it was around the time Sacrifice was out. So at that point in time, I've been doing it professionally for about 8 years, and been doing it worldwide for that period of time. So I had a global fan base. And so when the voting opened up, like I got nominated in 7 categories, which was dope. I go there that night, me and my missus, you know, we get all dressed up. We go to the award joint. And then ultimately, the votes, it goes through every category. And I proceed to watch myself lose in every category, right? Now, keep in mind, I had only been living back home for a year. So I knew my chances were slim because even though I knew a lot of the artists there, and for the record, a lot of the artists there knew about me more than I knew about some of them. Because keep in mind, at the time, I had 2 videos on MTV. Like I'd been touring globally. You know, I was even on MTVU where they were playing my stuff at college campuses. Like my videos were playing in like shoe stores. Like I was really like, you know, it was a crazy campaign. We gonna shout out to Q and 5, shout out to Tone for believing in the record. And so anyway, I lose in all these categories. And one of the judges, one of the people who was responsible for the event came to me afterwards and was just like, man, thank you for participating and coming out supporting or whatever. Y'all, keep it a buck with you. Yo, part of the reason why you ended up not winning, like because, you know, you had like a ridiculous amount of people that voted for you. But like the judges basically were like, yo, we couldn't give it to you because most of the people who voted for you weren't from the DMV. Like they weren't from our area. So because I didn't have as much local support. And that was largely because like, I wasn't a local artist anymore. I'm a global artist. I hadn't lived back home for like 10 years. So it was my first time being back in the area. I'd only been back in the area for a year. But it's wild because I've been putting on for my area since my first album, since even before that. Representing where I'm from. I've always done that. And yeah, man, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. But what I told Tone when we talked, I was like, bro, I could tell you, God knows how many stories like that where people have found some reason to hold me back, not give me an opportunity or whatever. No matter how hard I work, no matter what boxes I checked, they would always find something that I didn't check off or whatever, whether it was the message was corny or like be some video online where somebody questioned like if I'm really being me or if I'm putting on trying to be something I'm not. I'm like, why? Because I'm a black dude who basically sat in the interview, spoke intelligently for like 15 to 20 minutes. And so I'm pretending to be smart. Or not even pretending to be smart. I'm not hood enough for you. Like, hey man, this bullshit about how we quantify blackness, especially when it comes from people that ain't black, it's some really weird shit. It's a really weird thing that people do. And it's even weirder when it's people who aren't black that are trying to tell you that you're not black enough. Remember that dude, what's the dirt or whatever? Like, the one that was counting how many times Drake said the N-word and trying to say that he said it for that many years of his life. This is some like this white Canadian dude saying this and yeah, that didn't go well for him. So it's like there's a real problem like in this industry, man, like with like, man, like how we talk about certain artists. And it's just, like how it affects me, all that shit aside, because, contrary to popular belief, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Like all things considered and considering where I'm from, considering what my life has been and stuff like that. Hey man, I got beautiful kids that love me. I got a wife that loves me. We got a roof over our head, looking at getting another place. Hey, bro, life, in spite of all the bullshit happening in the world, and in particular, like with our government right now, in spite of all those things, I'm doing pretty good for myself, making the type of music I've chosen to make, doing the type of work that I've chosen to do for my community and stuff. I'm still doing all right, in spite of the bullshit that people have tried to do to stunt my career or make it so that, like, somehow I'm not respected in like certain circles or whatever and just don't get certain opportunities. And it's just weird, It's a weird place that we're in. But I'm just curious. Like I shared this and brought this video up, and we can keep going through it. Like we're at the midway point or whatever. If y'all want to finish it, we can do that. And I'll try to play the background a little bit, let the brother finish making his point. But I just really wanted to bring this to y'all. Mainly for those of you who aren't aware that this is a thing in rap music, right? Just to make you conscious of it. So whenever you see it, whenever you're amongst peers and they be on that bullshit, like, I'm giving you information that, like, I know some of y'all are already aware of or maybe noticed but didn't have the words for it. Trying to help equip you with the information so you know how to combat this bullshit when it comes up in conversation if you're one of those people who struggles when this shit comes up. Because a lot of times it's like, we're outnumbered. We're outnumbered, All right, back to the joint.
Beats his murder charge, but is found guilty on RICO charges and facing about 20 years in prison. None of this ain't cute. None of this ain't gangster. None of this ain't hip hop. And none of this should be normalized, you heard me?
But then come out our neck against a person who's trying to do better for themselves and wants better for each other. It's crazy how often we want cancel culture, knowing that we came from cancel culture, knowing that black folk within America is literally trying, our history and our everything is being canceled right now. We don't want to know the truth. We want the lie. We want the violence. We want the ignorance. And when you look at the treatment of conscious rappers, you understand it's all the jokes in the world about a conscious brother. Drewski just did a skit about it.
Okay. I'm super fragile, casualistic, espialidocious. I'm smoking halitosis. You drinking papasosis.
Shiggy done a skit about it. But the gangsters, they don't get no criticism. The thugs, young thugs, the yoga, they don't get no criticism. Hypocrisy, man. It's crazy how much negativity you get thrown at you when you're trying to do better. But nobody wants the party to die. Kendrick didn't even want the party to die. He just want balance. Hey man, we need balance. And if y'all want a real conscious person, here's D1, here's Lecrae, Here's Scooty Wop. Shout out to Scooty Wop.
What's the point of writing all of these lyrics if I'm rapping to an audience that ain't trying to hear it? They'd rather me blow a bag than rap about building wealth. They'd rather me get some brain than rap about mental health.
People don't go to that. People don't listen to the gospel no more. People don't listen to the conscious artists out there. They want to nitpick it off of Kendrick. Kendrick is a good, perfect balance of it all. But people want to tear people down nowadays. People don't want love. People want everything but nothing. People want dogs. People want robots. They want something to give them everything and say nothing to them at the same time. They want what they want from people and they don't want nothing else. They don't want problems. They don't want to really communicate. They just want to, everything is fun. Everything is a good time. Nobody knows how to get through the trials and tribulations now. And that's the reason why they call it scaring the hoes music. Listen to all the low vibrational things we try to attach to conscious artists. Look at all the negativity that we try to attach to conscious artists and how high we lift up low vibrational activity. Low vibrational activity is pushed to the forefront. And that's because the system only wants us for our violence. They don't want us for our love. And I'm starting to think that that's our problem. We need to get back to love.
And that's what R&B stands for. And that's why R&B takes such a back seat, because we're not promoting the aesthetic that continues to perpetuate the stereotype.
That's all Chance the Rapper is doing. Conscious artists like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Common, they get the most hate. Why won't listen to that bullshit, Sharif? Get all these jokes. Stop scaring the hoes. We get all these jokes and it's like, yo, I just trying to help you. I think Kendrick, Chance, and everybody will agree. There's nothing wrong with liking a little bit of Playboy Cardi. I think hip hop fans at the end of the day have to realize that sometimes having a little bit of Waka Flocka ain't bad. Wale's a conscious artist. That's one of his biggest songs. And said, look, my no hands.
No, darling, I don't dance.
If you listen to Beanie Siegel, one of his best songs is a conscious song. Feel it in the air. Something going on.
I feel funny, can't tell me nothing different.
My nose twitching.
Intuition setting in like Steve Vision.
We really got to get back to just an equilibrium, man. It don't have to be one side or the other. We just got to keep the same energy overall. How is it that Lil Durk could rebrand forever and Chance got to be this? And if Chance start going thug, it's a problem. We really got to look at that. Why do we hate consciousness? Why do we want to be asleep? Why is the clubs only the test of measurement of what's going on? Why is that the bar? Nobody playing that in the club. Hip hop and black culture ain't just in the club. Started in the church. We need to get back to the church. They hate conscious artists, man. I don't know why, but they hate them. They can't stand conscious artists, man. And it's not fair because conscious artists, man, the Lupes, the Big Crits, when shit go left, they hold you down.
Now I embrace the title because I look at artists like Nina Simone, Bob Marley, and Stevie Wonder. Those are conscious artists. So if I could be anywhere at the end of a sentence with them, then I'm grateful.
And it's funny now, you got more Rays, you got Rod Waves. These dudes is singing. They trying to be a little on the thug side, but they crying. I can hear it. Friday, Meek Mill.
Money rule the world, but you can't pay God with it. I spend it all just to get back mine. I know you're proud of me.
These are conscious brothers, but we don't think of them like that because we only like them for their toughness, and that's messed up, man. I'm guarantee you that's very rooted within slavery. Gotta be. They don't want the smart brother. Nobody want the smart brother. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Everybody want the thug and the criminal. Maybe that is some fear, but we got to start holding everybody to the same standard. But we also need balance, man. All of this cancel culture, that got to end, man. People just waiting for people's downfall. There's no reason we should be criticizing Kendrick because he's trying. Even myself, I'm not always conscious. I listen to the ratchet sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Every day don't have to be conscious, and because you like to go to the strip club don't mean you a hypocrite. Oh, you're a fake. You're a phony. No, I can't have a fun time too. At least they're trying to show you that, hey, this is wrong. Something's wrong with this unbalance. So I can't say everything in one video. So that's what the comment section is for. That's for you to help me out. Help you out. Leave your thoughts in the comment section.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to this young brother, man. Shout out to Read My Soul. Like I said, I'm gonna drop that video in the description of this video, but in the meantime, I'll drop it in the comments too. Be sure to drop a like on the joint and all that good stuff, man. Definitely support that brother. But yeah, man, that video, needless to say, when I saw it, I was whew. It got me thinking. I mean, it was stuff that I had already been thinking about. And me and shout out to Shamark, shout out to Sherm the Barber, who was in here earlier in the comments or in the chat. We've had this conversation a bunch of times too, just the observation we've made with this. But yeah, man, just curious to know, like, you know, what y'all experience has been, you know what I mean? You know, I'm sure we've all been a part of these conversations where people are trying to tell you why certain artists that you like aren't good and stuff like that. you know, and trying to push certain things on you. And yeah, it's frustrating to say the least, but man, I appreciate y'all for knowing what's up. I appreciate y'all for rocking with artists like me and many others who are just trying to give you, like, just basically, you know, trying to add balance to this stuff. Like, my music is maybe so much the way that it is and leans so heavy to one particular side because I feel like we get so much of the other stuff, right? And so I'm just trying to make sure I'm producing a high level, a higher quality of this stuff, right? Like, that is, you know, I'm a dude that is very much from these places. Like, yeah, I wasn't out here like running up on people. I wasn't robbing people. I wasn't doing the things. But like, fam, like, these are the communities that I lived in. These are people I still work with these type of people. I got these people in my family, these people like who I grew up with, like, that were really out here. And I very much was in these same communities. You know what I mean? So I know it's a part of it, but I also know that there's a lot of other stuff we were doing. You know what I mean? And it wasn't always like just, you know, self-destruction, like, constantly. You know what I mean? Sometimes it was us lifting each other up, having a good time, making music about other things. Like, so I mean, you know, I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I pray that y'all keep supporting it. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We've been rocking for 2 hours tonight, man. But I appreciate y'all for making time to hang out with your boy. Y'all have a great one. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace to everybody in the chat still, man. Thanks to everyone watching. Y'all have a good night. Have a better weekend and all that good stuff. It's time for my youngest daughter favorite part of the show. So you know what? The question is, who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Peace, y'all. Be good. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yo. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yo. Subscribe, like, do whatever you like. Stay subscribed, like, do whatever you like. That's right.